Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So it seems that WB and David Zaslav cannot stay out of the news for just one day. But before we get into some new DC developments, do me everyone, just hit that subscribe button. It'll help me a ton. If you have time, you can hit this video a like and a notification bell. But let's get straight into it. So all the three major trades that I follow, which is the Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and Deadline, all run with a story. DC intrigue, Lego franchise producer Dan Lin in pole position for top spot. That's from Deadline. Variety's headline is Warner Brothers Discovery hasn't finalized top DC job. Lego movie producer Dan Lin only in the mix. And THR, the Hollywood Reporter, says DC's Kevin Feige found producer Dan Lin in talks to take control of film, TV for superhero arm. So I'll give you a little bit of the articles like we normally run through. Deadline is saying the sense around town is that he has a pole position feel to him, and like Marvel boss Kevin Feige brings the best of both worlds. Lin is a franchise producer, and such movies as that's the It franchise, Sherlock Holmes, the Lego franchise, and big branded titles like Aladdin, which I think made $1 billion at the box office. And even better, he's a former Warner Brothers studio executive. He's the kind of guy that Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav would savor. Lin being a Harvard Business School MBA grad, another plus. Former Warner Brothers motion picture boss Alan Horne turned current Zaslav consigliere was a mentor to Lin. So that's awesome. Having Alan Horne as a mentor, I mean, you have good work ethics, and you would develop this sense of I don't know how to put it, because if you know Alan Horne's reputation in finding talent, and if Lin was looking as a mentor and Alan Horne was coaching him through his career, one of the funny things is Lin is only, I think he's around late 40s, so he's very young in the game, and for Alan Horne to be taking him on for a number of years, because Lin has a decent track record also. I think that's noteworthy. It's a lot to read, so let me get through it quickly. Variety writes, while veteran producer Dan Lin is in contention for the top job overseeing DC's film and TV adaptations for Warner Brothers Discovery, Variety has confirmed that no offer has been made to Lin, and several hurdles stand in the way of any deal moving forward. The biggest hurdle is Lin's production company Rideback, which has ties to several other studios, including a first look deal from January 2021 with Universal Pictures and development on several features for Disney, including a live action version of Lilo and Stitch. Were Lin to decamp to Warner Brothers Discovery to run DC, his involvement with those productions would need to be sorted, if not severed outright. I'm a DC fanboy, and if his mentor was Alan Horne, and if David Zaslav, after like the outrageous moves that he's been making in the past couple of months, if they have faith in him, then I'm going to back him. So I'm going to say, look, call a price. If Warner Bros. Discovery can pay it, then you go across and you be the next Kevin Feige. that is my opinion, because I'm real thirsty for DC to be up and running and competing with Marvel. It's straight talk, like we need to compete. The Hollywood Reporter, they had quite a bit more to say. I just plucked out a few pieces that stood out. Dan Lin, the executive turned producer who counts hits such as the live action Aladdin, the Lego movie, and the 8 horror movies among his credits, is in talks to take the role of DC chief, multiple sources tell the Hollywood Reporter. The role would encompass overseeing not just film but television as well, with Lin reporting directly to Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav, according to sources. It's funny that we could see this relationship, especially with Alan Horne, who is a possible figurehead soon to come to Warner Brothers Discovery, because Alan Horne would have been one of the key players who would have ensured that his directors in the Marvel in the MCU were reporting directly to Kevin Feige. So we could see similar reporting relationships being established early on. THR continues, Lin's name appeared late in the game, but he has a champion in Warner's advisor, Alan Horne, as we were talking about Alan Horne. The former Disney chair who ran Warner's as president and COO in the outs, in the outs, it was during that latter tenure that Lin worked for Horne, starting as a junior exec and rising to senior VP production. He struck on his own as a, actually let me make this a little bigger. I feel like the word's so small. Yeah, he struck on his own as producer in 2008, but not before shepherding movies such as The Departed. We all know how much I love Departed. If you could check out like my older videos, you would see how much I really enjoy that. And 10,000 BC. He also oversaw the infamous and aborted Justice League feature that was to have been directed by George Miller. That was in 2007 to 2008. I've only read like articles about the cast of that abandoned Justice League movie, and that was one of the I don't know if Marvel would have been Marvel if that movie was made by George Miller. I'll just say that. Lin is a respected producer known for his smarts and in a town full of hype and egos. Let's read that one more time. Lin is a respected producer known for his smarts and in a town full of hype and egos, his willingness to find experts on the fields that are not his forte. He has worked on franchises, the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, the 4 Lego movies, as well as the widely successful 2-part adaptation of Stephen King's It. His resume ranges from big offerings such as the billion-dollar grossing Aladdin, right, so Aladdin did make $1 billion, to intimate dramas such as the Oscar-nominated Two Popes. He is coming off of the early August release of Universal's Jo Koy comedy Easter Sunday. And he also has TV experience, a key factor for the new position. Lin and his company executive produced the Lethal Weapon show that aired for 3 seasons on Fox and Walker. The reboot of Walker, Texas Ranger will begin its 3rd season on the CW this fall. He and his company are in post-production on the big budget live-action series take on Avatar: The Last Bender for Netflix. So that is quite a mouthful to absorb, but I'm just excited that Warner Brothers have found potential and they're starting the conversations and it's leaking out. So if Dan Lin, did I say Justin Lin a couple times? If Dan Lin is given the opportunity, and with Alan Horne as his mentor and David Zaslav holding him to the standard of a Kevin Feige, I'm excited. I'm just ready for DC to really get rolling, even though I'm okay with it with continuing with Jason Momoa and some of the press, even Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman roles. I'm okay with that, and we could utilize those and form worlds around them. You know, we could continue with Ben Affleck, or we could work something out in Flashpoint where we swap out Ben Affleck for Robert Pattinson, because we also have Matt Reeves. In recent news, I didn't get to do a video on it. He's in talks to go into like a 10-year plan with Warner Brothers, specifically with DC also. So I'm excited, and I'm finally happy to hear that something's good coming out of the Warner Brothers camp. Let me know what you thought about this bit of news. You can check it out on THR, Variety, and Deadline, and leave me a comment down there below. And if you are excited for Dan Lin to take up the mantle of the Kevin Feige of DC, or if you had somebody else in mind. So yeah, drop a comment and let me know, and I'll catch you again in another video.